Okay, so editing Anna here. I filmed these videos over a month ago from this point, like when I'm editing, and it was during when all the riots were really starting up and happening. So I'm not completely satisfied with the intro at this point in time. So I'm going to hop on here, redo the intro like this. I just want to say that I will have all of the same links that I had in my last video with the Black Lives Matter charities, organizations, places you can donate. Even if you can't donate, sign a petition, share the petitions, share the donation page. You never know who can donate. Just share it, put it out there, and make it known. Like it's died off. I'm sure in most places it has. We don't need to let this go. We need to keep talking about it, keep bringing it up. So those donation pages will be down there again. Like I said, share, sign a petition, donate, do what you can. So yeah, this is the intro for this video. Also, I want to throw in here on a different subject. The background noise in this video is god awful. So if you follow me any way, shape, or form, I have moved. Obviously I've been in a different location my past couple videos, and this house I moved into, it's not in a neighborhood, it's actually right along a busy road. So a lot of background noise from cars, which I didn't realize was gonna pick up so much on my audio. And also my neighbor started mowing our grass kind of towards the end of this video, and it was really loud, but it is so sweet. I'm so happy he mows it for us. I can't really complain. So that is going to be in the audio towards the end. I know I look like a mess right now, but I did want to just hop on here, redo that intro, because like I said, I just was not satisfied with how I said it. I was just not, my point exactly, I was just not comfortable with it, and I don't know why. It just needs to be said, and it just needs to happen. So be sure to check out those links. Sorry about the background noise, sorry for my appearance, and you'll probably see me like this at the end of this video too. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. So really quickly, I hope my lighting's okay. I can't really tell yet. I probably won't be able to tell until I'm editing. I'm only using one of my lights because my other one is broken right now. So I hope it's okay. I have it like right in front of me. So I hope it turns out fine. Also, I don't have a set filming location yet. So pretty much I'm filming different places throughout the house until I can get a place set up that I really like. But let's just jump into the makeup because I will start rambling about a bunch of different things if I don't. So I already have my eyebrows filled in for the most part. I'm just kind of cleaning them up a little bit. I did use, or I've been trying to find a dupe for my Anastasia brow duo. I've had this thing actually for years and I still use it. I've gotten so much use out of it. It's extremely expired. Honestly, I'm not supposed to be using it, but it's powder, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with it, and since it's for my eyebrows, I'm okay. But I've been trying to find a dupe for this, and I decided to pick up the Ulta Beauty Brow Powder Duo, and I got mine in Taupe, which is something a little bit lighter than what I normally go for, and I actually really like the way it looks. The color on my brows actually looks really good. I'm struggling with this brow over here though. So far I do really like this. I did pick up a brow pencil from E.L.F. But I used it yesterday and I really like it so far, so I didn't want to use that today. So I have all my goodies right here. This is actually two different Ulta orders for two different videos mixed into one, and some of them I might use today anyway. I didn't really get a primer because I know what I like from my primers and I didn't want to get something new, and I probably should be using my regular primer so I know if the foundation I got is good. I picked up this Makeup Revolution Purifying Priming Water. It's with cannabis. So I got this to use as a primer. I don't think you have to shake it. So let's see. Oh yeah, this was leaking a little bit. I see it on the inside of the cap. I am just gonna spray it before I spray it on my face. Just get the mister started. It does smell like it has some perfume to it, which I don't know about that, but let's see. It does smell very perfumey, so I hope that's okay on my skin and it doesn't make it freak out. It doesn't really say if it's gonna make it, it's supposed to be like a mattifying or what it's supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a refreshing priming water. So this is on my skin. Let's hopefully everything goes fine with this. So while that's on my skin, we're going to move on to the eyes. So I actually didn't get this in my first order when I ordered for the full face. I got this for my full face of E.L.F. and it's the E.L.F. Putty Eye Primer. This is what it looks like. I got mine in the shade Cream. It claims it's an intensifying eye putty primer that locks in eyeshadow for 12 hours of crease-proof wear, infused with vegan squalane known to moisturize throughout the day. So E.L.F. uses squalane, and I think that's how you say it, in a lot of their products. So this is just what this looks like. So let's see, I'm just going to, I want to feel it. It doesn't feel like putty, it just feels like a normal cream primer. It is, well, maybe a little bit, it is a little softer than a normal cream primer, I feel like would be. I zoomed y'all in a little bit more since we're working on my eyes. First, I'm just using, this is a Royal & Langnickel Precision Angled Brush to put this primer on, which I think this primer might work a little bit better with a finger application than a brush because it is a little bit thick. You guys know my normal primer is the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. It is my favorite and I really didn't want to try anything new. I almost didn't, but because I was picking stuff up for a full face of E.L.F, I figured I might as well just try this now. An eyeshadow palette. I believe JCat is a cruelty-free brand. And right after I ordered this, J.Kissa came out with her collab with E.L.F. I ordered that too though, so, but I got this from JCat. This is what the palette looks like. I believe this is called Peak Time because I think they had a couple different palettes with this name on it right here. I can't think of the price off the top of my head for this. I'll have everything listed in the description box like normal though. So this is what this looks like. I've only ever bought like one other JCat palette and I've actually never used it. I've had it for a couple years. But this one I wanted to do some color and I think I'm gonna stick within like the blues and the purples for this look today, even though these warm tones are really calling my name, but I think I'm gonna do something with that with the J.Kissa palette, so I didn't want to do it in this video. It is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that's honestly okay because I don't use color a lot, so I don't need massive amounts of color. So I feel like this dried down a lot, this primer. It is kind of tacky, so let's just jump in and see how everything looks. I'm gonna start off by taking a Morphe M514 brush. I think I'm going to do maybe some pinks and purples. Let's swatch a couple of these just to see what the pigment is on them. So they are kind of crumbly. I don't know if you guys can see that. That blue does look really pretty. It's one of the shimmery colors, but it is kind of transparent. So I don't know how well that's going to transfer on the eyes. I think I'm gonna go in with this matte purple right here down at the bottom. It looks really pretty on the brush. Tap that off because there is a significant amount of fallout. These I can already tell. It's more pigment that came out than I thought would. I'm really going light-handed with this, not to lay too much down all at once, so it's easy to kind of blend as I go. I feel like it went on a lot smoother than I thought it would. It did kind of skip a little bit, but that happens with a lot of eyeshadows, but it blended out really easily. So I was kind of worried about, as like this dried down a lot, this primer. So I was kind of worried that was gonna make the shadows skip, but it actually looks really good. I'm really surprised by this. So I'm going to now take a Morphe. This is an M506 brush, just a tiny little brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue right here and try to just blend this purple out a little bit with it. Up here at the top without it kind of getting too muddy with the colors. But I really like this brush right here, the M562, because it's very loose and it doesn't have too many bristles. So you can just really get in and blend stuff out like this at the top when you get too messy with it. And it really just kind of diffuses any harsh lines that you have. This is one of my favorite brushes. I use it in pretty much every single look that I do, to blend out and make sure everything is really nice. I'll probably go in a little bit later and clean that up a little bit more because these are really hard to blend out right now. But I am gonna go in with a little bit more of this purple right here. And I think I'm gonna take it down on the lid a little bit. This is a really pretty purple. I don't know if I want to go on the center or on the lid with the blue or if I want to go on with a pink. I think I actually want to go on with this purple right here. It's supposed to be more of a shimmery. It doesn't, these don't look too metallic. The only shades in here that look metallic was that blue eye swatch and this gold right next to it. I'm gonna take this VH Cosmetics brush. It's from their Aurora Lights collection. It just looks like this. It's just a flat brush. I'm gonna take some of that priming water from earlier and spray my brush after I put some of this purple on it, because this does look like it'll be a very dry kind of shade. So we're gonna liven it up. I do this to pretty much all of my shimmers that I use, just because it really just makes them pop. So let's see. This is a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. This is a lot darker than that purple matte shade we were using. Just gonna take this all over the lid. This just looks really like bland one color. Ugh. So I'll just go on the back side of that brush and pick up some of that blue that I had swatched earlier, this really bright blue. Spray this, because this one is shimmer as well, and just kind of go on top of this purple. This way it kind of just, it doesn't look so flat on my eyes. Not just like all purple. That looks better. I'm just gonna go back in with some of my matte purple from earlier and blend that shimmer out right there so it's not so messy looking. Brush I was using to blend everything out earlier, I'm going to use it again and just dab a little bit of the blue, the matte blue I was using on it. Like just the tiniest amount on there. I don't know if I just over blended the blues and the purples, or I don't know, like it just kind of blended together. They're really pretty. This is kind of why I don't like working with purples and blues, because they can start looking like this. Like they just look one color. I'm gonna go and do the other eye, see if I can get it somewhat even, and then I'll be back and we'll play with some face makeup. I'll be right back. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm struggling so much more blending this out, and I don't know if it's from this primer because it is very like dry feeling on my eye, but not dry to where I can see dry skin. It's just the primer dried down so much, and when I first started applying I was going pretty much with a light hand like I was over here, and I still see some of like the skipping right in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then I tried to blend it out with some of the blue and it's just not looking great. So I'm going to try to fix it and see where I get. And then I also realized on this eye, once I blend it out after the shimmer shades, it kind of just like made some of it, like it just blended away, like some of the shimmery shades. It just, I don't know if it's the palette or if it's the primer. This is why you generally don't use new primers when I use new eyeshadow palettes. That way I can tell, like I have my staple primer and I know if something's not looking right on top of it, it's the palette and not the primer. I tried, I touched up this eye a little bit, added more blue, looks okay. I still see a good amount of like skipping right there. I could not get it blended out. So next I'm going to just like re-prime my face since I'm not really feeling this priming water. So I'm going to use my go-to combo right now, which is the E.L.F Jelly Pop Dew Primer and the Poreless Putty Primer. I like to put the Dew Primer all over my face. So now I'm going to take some of the Poreless Putty Primer, and this I'm going to put right here on my nose and a little bit on my cheeks right here, because this is where my pores are really there. And then on my forehead. For foundation and concealer, I actually got the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation and concealer. I color matched my, or I think I got a good color online. For the foundation, I got 107 Fair and 8 Light for the concealer. I think they're gonna be okay. I am fairly light right now. And also, I didn't realize when I ordered this is supposed to be a mattifying foundation. I don't do mattifying, so hopefully I will still like this. It says it's high pigment, matte finish, buildable, lightweight, long wear. It's vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, paraben-free, oil-free, and fragrance-free. It says our lightweight medium to full coverage foundation delivers a blurring effect which reduces the appearance of fine lines and skin imperfections. They recommend using their beauty sponge, fingertips, or preferred applicator. And you can just build it up to get your whatever level of coverage you want. So the concealer says it's blendable, lightweight, long wear, full coverage, vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, and paraben-free. Pretty much the same thing. So the way I like to apply my stuff is put my concealer on first, because I end up using less foundation that way. And with this haul, I got this E.L.F. camo concealer sponge that you're supposed to use with their camo concealer. I did pick some of those up yesterday, or with us too. I used this yesterday with their camo concealer and I loved it. I love the shape of it and I love how well it blended out. My favorite sponge is the E.L.F. Total Face Sponge anyway, so it's kind of, I actually think it's a little bit softer than that, but it's just perfect shape for getting under your eyes. So I'm gonna use that today. And like I said, I got my concealer in light 8. Now let's see, hopefully I did good matching myself. I think this looks similar in shade to some of the concealers I'm currently using. Oh wow, this does have some nice coverage to it. It blended out really easily too, so that's good. So this does not feel heavy on my skin, and I feel like I used a good amount of it. It did blend out really well, and I think it just looks really good. Like under my eye, it really kind of smoothed everything out, and it did hide, I feel like, the redness like that I had on that side right here, and the darkness under my eyes. I think it looked really good. I am gonna put a little bit more. Just see how well it builds. Oh yeah, definitely gave me more coverage. The second layer still feels really light. It doesn't feel too heavy on my skin. Oh yeah, I really like the way this looks. So now let's move on to the foundation. Like I said, I got mine in Fair. I did pump it out on the back of my hand when I got it, just to see. I think that's gonna be a good shade for me. Let's see. I'm kind of nervous about it. Yeah, I think this will work. I think it'll be good. So I'm gonna use my E.L.F. What are these called? Total Face Sponges. Let's see. Oh wow. It says mattifying, but it doesn't look too mattifying on my skin. I'm gonna add just a little bit more right here for my redness. I think it has really good coverage, that first layer. And it's laying really well on top of my primers, which is good. Like, I'm really happy about that. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like in my monitor, I can still see redness right here. But when I'm looking at my face, I cannot see that in my mirror. I don't know, that's a little weird. I guess I'll see when I edit this. So let's do this side. I mean, sorry, I didn't really show you guys, but you can kind of still see like my bare skin right here. It just looks really good on the skin. Let's see. I think I did really good shade matching myself online. So how I pick my shade online, I have one foundation that matches my skin really well right now. And so what I'll do is I'll bring up 2 Ulta tabs, and in one tab I'll have the foundation that I know will match me up on one tab, and then I'll go to the foundation that I'm trying to find my shade in, and I'll just click back and forth and match the swatches that way, because so I feel like I'm the most successful with that when I do it like that. So I think it covered that really well. And we'll see how well it covers this. I have a couple breakouts right now from having to wear face mask at work, and I'm breaking out like in this area in general. So it's fun. Good thing I wear face masks so they get covered anyway. I feel like I can still see it. I think this looks amazing. Like, and it's supposed to be mattifying, and I think it is, but it's not an extremely mattifying foundation. I don't know if you had like dry skin, if you could get away with this. I'll have to wait and see what it feels like when it's all completely dried down. But when you first apply it, it's not instantly like this dry feeling like mattifying foundations I've tried in the past are. I don't use mattifying products anymore, so I stopped using them because I just felt like it was making my dry skin even worse. I don't know, I felt like it was making me even more dry. So I just stopped using them, and I always use hydrating like makeup products because I do like being glowy and dewy, but not to the point where I look like sweaty and gross. So I just really avoid mattifying primers and products in general. And I've been okay. Like, I've gotten my skincare routine down to where my skin looks really good. I'm still using Curology, and it just looks really good. I just wish I could get rid of these little like breakout problems that I'm having, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon as long as I'm wearing a face mask. So that's unfortunate, but it's the world we live in today. So because this is mattifying, I need to be really careful when I set it. I am still gonna set it into place because I cannot put foundation on and not set it. On the back of my hand, I feel like this looks extremely dark, and maybe I'm just in denial about not getting a tan this summer, but I feel like it actually looks good. It's a good match for me. So here's what this foundation looks like on the skin. I think it looks gorgeous. It does have mattifying effects to it, but I feel like I can still see a little bit of like shine on my skin. It's not completely matte. It's very, very, very comfortable, and I'm really impressed with the way it feels, with the way it looks, considering that I'm not a mattifying person. I don't have a new powder. Technically I do. I bought one for the full face of E.L.F video, but I really don't want to use it on top of this. But I did pick up a replacement for my Tarte Shape Tape powder. This is my all-time favorite powder. I love it so much. I wish they sold it in like a bigger packaging, but they don't. I am going to go back in with my camo concealer sponge. I feel like this didn't crease that much sitting under my eyes, like waiting for me to set it, but I am gonna tap it out to break up a little bit of the creasage. So it's actually really good. It didn't crease. I'm really surprised at that, but I will tap it out. It's a little dry now. And then on the other end of the sponge, go in with a little bit of this Tarte Shape Tape powder and just set it down. And it feels so good now. Like, it feels so smooth. Okay, so jumping back up to finish my eyes really quickly before I finish the face. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to go back in with the Morphe M43 brush. It's just like a flat brush. I'm going to go in with some of this purple on it and really get it along my lash line. All the way up like that. So now I'm gonna go back with that Morphe M562 brush, that really loose fibered brush, and I'm going to go back in with just a tiny amount of that matte blue on it. And try to buff this out without going too low. I am gonna get up here and like squeeze it, because if I don't, it'll go too low and it'll just get really like black eye-ish. And I'm gonna try to blend it back in with the top part. I think that looks okay. So I'm actually gonna take a really tiny eyeshadow brush like this and then dip into my face powder, get some on there, and then go under and clean this up a little bit because I did go a little too low. with this blue and purple right here. So these are actually something I'm really excited. I wanted to try these for a while. Originally, I could not even think of a colorful eyeliner to get. So I ordered just like a black Dose of Colors eyeliner to try. And then when I ordered my E.L.F, I was like, you know what? These are the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Lip Liners and Eyeliners. I got a lot of shades. They actually had a black one, which I thought was weird. They have this green one in Fresh, this purple in Vivid Blue, which is Electric. Then they have this orangey red in Outrage. It's more of an orange, not red. Then they have this red, which is Fiery, which I kind of feel like is going to be like a berryish red. And then a pink in Pop. So I got these to try. I'm going to go with these two right here, and then I might use a little bit of the pink one because I think I'm going to put one of the pink shades from the palette in my inner corner. Going in with the purple, this one is in Vivid. This one is actually an eyeliner. These are mixtures of eyeliners and lip liners. Warm it up. Oh wow, these are very gel feeling on my lip, the eye. Oh, but they're so smooth. Oh my god, this like matches this purple really well. So I'm gonna go probably on up to here on the waterline with this one, and then I'm going to go in with the blue in Electric. Didn't go in this like curve part of my waterline because I think that's where I'm going to use the pink. I really like the way these look, and they're really easy to apply. Like they're kind of gel filling on the waterline, so they go on really smooth. But now I'm going to take this one's actually one of their lip liners in Pop, and I'm going to put this on the inner, like very inner part of my waterline. And then I think I'm going to take a pink shade from the palette and put it in my inner corner. Oh, this one's really, really, really bold. You can't really see what I'm trying to do with it. So I kind of had to put it like in the waterline and on my skin right there just to really like show what I'm doing with it. You can't really see that. Well, you kind of can. So now I'm just going to take this matte pink right here at the bottom. This is the one I actually swatched earlier. And I'm just going to take this brush I used powder on earlier with it and pack this in the inner corner of my eye. Ugh, there was a lot of fallout with this one. I'll just take the shimmery pink right above that one, right here, and spray this and put this there, so maybe it'll pop a little bit more and it won't have so much fallout to it. So let's do that. I feel like I'm okay with this eye look. It doesn't look horrible, but I have worked with some colorful eyeshadows that are just a little bit easier to work with. I do need to try this out using my normal eye primer, like I said, just in case it is this E.L.F. primer. Mascara to try, I got the Colourpop BFF Volumizing Mascara in black. I didn't want a color because there's already so much color going on my eye. So You guys know what this looks like. I've just never tried it. It's really cute packaging. This is what the wand looks like. It says it's a volumizing mascara. So it honestly takes me a little bit using a mascara to know if I'm gonna like it. This one feels really thick though. Like really thick. This is okay. I need to use it some more. Maybe this is one that needs to dry out a little bit before it like is really good, but it's super thick. I don't think it gave me a crazy amount of volume. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this because I feel like I was like having to really drag it through my lashes because it's so incredibly thick, and then it got really clumpy on my bottom lashes, and if it's gonna clump up on my bottom lashes, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that because my bottom lashes have to look good. Like that's how I know a mascara is gonna be good, by the way it looks on my bottom lashes. I don't feel like it gave me a crazy amount of volume, and it was incredibly thick. I don't know. Let's move on and finish the rest of the face. So for bronzer, I got this Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer. They had cool and warm, so I got mine in cool. This is what this looks like. It's pretty big. On camera, I feel like it's pulling very warm, but in person, it doesn't look as warm. I don't like warm bronzers, so I've been dropping so much shit today. So I'm just gonna take this E.L.F complexion brush from one of their holiday collections a couple years ago. This is one of my favorites for bronzers. Wow. Tap that off. Okay, so I tapped it off. I feel like it is a little warm. Like it's a little too warm to be a cool tone bronzer. I don't know if it's just the way it's pulling on camera, but I kind of see it on my face a little bit. It's not crazy warm to where I'm like, I will never wear this again, but I'm in a cool tone for a reason. So I'm just going to be taking some of my Tarte Shape Tape powder on my sponge and kind of carving and cleaning this out right here. This I feel like is just a little too warm for my skin. I feel like it's okay, but it's not a tone I would normally go for. Before I blend that out, let's move on to blush. I picked up this BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle blush palette. It's got 4 colors in it. It's got a little mirror in it, and it smells sweet. Like it smells so good. And this is the 4 colors that you get in this palette. They have, I think, 3 different ones, like a light, medium, and deep situation, and this is what they look like. They look so beautiful. On the back it says, indulge in the ultimate flush with our Truffle 4-color blush palettes featuring an array of soft natural shades infused with a scrumptious scent of sweet treats that can be worn alone or blended for a fresh radiant complexion. These are not shimmery, they're all matte, which is something I like. It doesn't smell like chocolate. It almost smells like Sweethearts with some vanilla in it. Maybe like Smarties, not Sweethearts, Smarties. Which one do I want? I think I'm gonna go with this really pale pink right here. It's like a nudie type of pink. A lot. Tap that off. Just, oh, that's really pretty. They are really powdery. Like there's a lot of kickback on my brush, and when I tap it off. But these are really pretty. Like this color is pretty. It is a really pale pink, which I do like. I think it looks really good on the skin. And I like that. I like that color specifically. Blush is not my favorite. Like I've gone periods of time without wearing blush at all. My favorite right now is still the Anastasia blush kit, which they don't sell anymore. It was a holiday thing a couple years ago. So that I have this. I think I'll be reaching for this a little bit more, and it's something that's available, so I can recommend it. So far I like this. BH Cosmetics has always been like one of those brands that have just, they come out with good products, and a lot of products at that too. So I really like this so far. I'm gonna dip back in with a little bit of my bronzer, literally just the tiniest amount, and tap it off and go right here, because I feel like I overdid it with blush. Not overdid it, I just went a little too low with it. I'm just gonna blend this out all around my face. So for highlight, I'm really excited about this. I've never tried any Ofra products at all, and I saw this on the website. I'm like, I've got to. Some of this was like my birthday present to myself too, so yeah. I got the Nikkie Tutorials collab for Ofra the Glazed Donut. I did open this when I got it, and it is stunning. This looks amazing. I cannot wait to get it on my face. What brush do I want to use? I think I'm going to use this Morphe. It's like the only clean highlighter brush I have. I don't like using fan brushes. This is the Morphe M501 brush. Here we go. Oh my god, this smells pretty. This is how much is on the brush? Not a lot. Oh my god, that's so pretty. It's got so much glow, but it does have glitter in it. Let's do this side. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so gorgeous. I love highlighting the tip of my nose. It's so beautiful. Then my Cupid's bow. I love highlighting my Cupid's bow too. I love highlighting in general. I'm gonna take the back of this brush and kind of blend the highlight out and get any like powderiness that might have come off. I also am gonna go in with this brush that I use for the pink on the inner corner of my eye. Kind of wipe it off a little bit with a little bit of this highlighter and tap it on top of this pink. Guys, I love this. Oh my god, I love this highlighter. Look at the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Look at it. This is so pretty. Oh my god. Highlighter is like one of my favorite makeup products ever. Like, I love it. It just makes me look so like glowy, dewy. I just love highlighter so much, and I'm so excited I got this one. I've been wanting to try it for a very long time, and I love it. Okay, so I guess the final thing I have is lips, which I forgot to get a lipstick. So I did pull one from my collection that I just don't use a lot, and I don't think I've ever used it on my channel. And it's not a liquid lipstick, it's the Just a Tint from Colourpop in Give Me S'more. So it's kind of a nudie color, which we need right now. And this is just kind of like a balmy lip stain type situation. They smell really good. I love the way these smell. I really like this. Okay, so for setting spray, I got the Makeup Revolution Hydrate and Fix Radiance Makeup Fixing Spray. I was kind of hoping this would be a dupe for the Anastasia setting spray, because that is like my all-time favorite. And if I can find something more affordable, I mean, and Makeup Revolution, you guys know, is known for dupes. This is more of a cloudy color, and I don't remember if the Anastasia one is like that. It doesn't say to shake it or anything. And this is the kind of packaging like their foundations and stuff are in. It doesn't really have a smell to it. I will cover my eyes though, just in case it like messes with that. A lot comes out. That was just my forehead. A lot of that came out. Oh, it's got some spray marks on it. it's a lot that comes out in the spray, and that worries me because I don't want it to pull up any like makeup. So I don't see any type of like hydrating or dewiness going on, but it does say it's oil control, so hopefully it won't feel too mattifying on top of this foundation. It does say it has hyaluronic acid in it. Okay, so that was the last product I had to try today. Maybe I should give y'all a rundown of what I think of everything, right? So let's start off with the eye primer. This is the E.L.F. Putty eye primer in, what did I get this one in? I think I got it in cream. I don't know where the box is. This is something I'm gonna have to test out with other eyeshadows, because I don't know if this was the problem with this eyeshadow or if it was the actual eyeshadows themselves. This does not feel putty. It feels very like cream, and it doesn't feel dry, but it feels like very stiff. Like it feels smooth but stiff at the same time. Sorry, I just realized it's raining. It doesn't feel like I thought it was gonna feel like. I thought it was going to feel like their putty primers do. This did smooth out really well, but like I said, I don't know if because the way it dried down, it made the eyeshadows not look as good. So I'll have to try this with other ones, and then I'll have to try the eyeshadow palette from JCat. Like I said, I think this one is Peak Time. It is super gorgeous. I think this is good if you want color but you don't use it a lot, because they are pretty small and it is a very small palette in general. They are gorgeous. I think when I started on this side, they did work really well. And then when I moved to this side, I don't know if it was because the primer had been sitting for so long, I was struggling to blend. They are a little powdery. Like, I don't know if you guys can see in like these shades right here, there are some of the pinks carried over, but this is just something I'm going to have to try with my regular primer, like I said, just to see if it's the shadows that are giving me trouble or if it's the actual primer I tried. And I realized that there are names on the back for the shades. What's next? Staying with the eyes, these eyeliners that I got, I actually really like, and I'm so glad I got to try them because I've had my eye on them for a while. I think they feel really nice and gel-like on the skin. And they go on really smooth. They're really pigmented, and they look like they're gonna last in my waterline. Normally by now eyeliners would kind of already worn down in my waterline, so I'm hoping these are gonna be okay. I really like these. I'm gonna definitely keep using these. The mascara, the Colourpop mascara, I'm gonna have to try this out, maybe let it dry out a little bit, because I know sometimes mascaras are just better once they've dried out a little bit. It was just really thick. It was like I was really having to drag it through my lashes, and it just didn't feel comfortable. It kind of looked a little clumpy on my bottom lashes, so I will just have to keep testing it out to see how it gets the more I use it and dries out a little bit. Let me skip back up to my eyebrows really fast. This Ulta brow powder, I really do like it. It had the pigment I want, because I know some brow powders, I have some from E.L.F. that I'm not really crazy about. I think this is going to be a good dupe to the Anastasia one. It is a little bit smaller primer. Okay, so this priming water, I think this is just something nice to prep your skin with. I'm hoping it doesn't break me out, and like I said, I'm not sold on primer waters being used by themselves for primer. I never was. Even with the Smashbox priming water, I never used it on its own to prime my face. But there was just no other primers that really stuck out to me when I was shopping for this video. Somebody around me just started mowing, so you're gonna hear that. I don't have time to wait for them to stop because they just started. If it's my neighbor, he's probably gonna end up mowing our grass too, so just bear with it. Stick with it. Stick with me. We're almost done. I think I will keep using it as a prep spray, as well as my other normal primers, not just this by itself. I'll have to wait to make sure that doesn't break me out. Foundation, so far I'm very, very pleased with this foundation. I don't even know if I showed you guys what the bottle looked like. So I like that it's completely matte. I like this, it's glass. I think I did pretty well matching my color. So if you're anywhere in skin tone near me, you feel like you need help with it, like I said, I got mine in 107 Fair. That's what this one is in. When I did pump it on the back of my hand, I did say it does look a little deep. Looking in the mirror, I feel like I don't have any weird like lines of it being too dark. Maybe I'll see something different when I'm editing. As far as it being mattifying, I do think it did have a mattifying effect, but it wasn't crazy matte. I just had to see where my neighbor was mowing because he was like really loud. He'll come around, he'll mow our lawn too. Anyway, the foundation. So I really like the way it looked, or it looks. I think it looks very smooth. It did have a good amount of coverage to it. I think it just looks really good on the skin. And I did set it down with a little bit of powder, and I think it didn't make it overly dry feeling on my skin. It still feels really nice. So I like that it's a mattifying foundation that can also work with powders to not feel so heavy and thick on your skin. Same thing with the concealer. I loved how this blended out. It blended out so flawlessly. I really do like it. I think it covered very well, blended very well. So nice. I love it. It felt very smooth after I set it down with the powder. So I think these two are gonna be a new favorite of mine. I really like it. Oh, bronzer. So the Makeup Revolution bronzer in Cool, you kind of, I think, know my feelings about this. It is really nice on the skin. Like, it looks really nice. It's very smooth. It's actually a really soft powder. It is super pigmented. I don't know if you guys can see that. Super pigmented, but I feel like for it being a cool toned bronzer, like, that just smoothed out really nice on my hand. It's just a little too warm for me. Like I said, I think I can get away with it because it's not incredibly warm, and it being summertime right now, I think it'll look fine. But maybe in the winter time, I won't be able to reach for this. I do like the size of it. It is pretty huge, but then again, I think sometimes these are a little too much because I don't know if I've ever finished a bronzer in my life. Blush, the BH Cosmetics Vanilla Cream Truffle blush palette. I love this. It smells amazing. I think it gave me a really nice flush with this light pale pink. I think the packaging is super duper cute for it. I love that it has a little mirror in it. I like that it's not massive. I feel like I've gotten blush palettes where they're the size of a normal size blush, and it's just too much for me because the same thing, I've never finished a blush, like never. So I'm so glad that these aren't that big. Like, I thought this was so much bigger online, and it smells amazing. Really good pigment, blends out really well. I love the little flush I have on my cheeks right here. It's nothing like crazy red like my natural skin tone flush. It's just really nice light flush. So I really like this. Highlighter, guys, I love this highlighter. It's so glowy. I think it suits my skin tone really well. I was scared it was gonna be too like icy, but it's not. It's good. It's perfect. I love this, and I love this packaging that Ofra has. I know this is some of their newer packaging. It is a little bulky, but I like it. I think it's really hefty. It feels really luxurious. I love the matte white on it, and it's like the magnetic closure. It's not snap. It has a mirror in it, which I do really like. I think this is worth the money that you have to pay for it. I really like it. I keep looking at my nose specifically, and it looks so good. I really like this highlighter. Last is the setting spray. I don't know like what to say about this. I do feel like it set my makeup down a little bit more. I feel like it blended stuff together a little bit more. I'll just have to keep trying it out. This is something else that I won't know until I try it more with other products. So what do you guys think of this look? Do you like it? I'm really wanting to play with color lately, and it does kind of suck that literally right after I ordered this, the day after, J Kissa announced her collab with E.L.F, but I'm still getting that palette, and I still plan on doing a video as well as a full face of E.L.F. So I have a lot of videos planned. I hope I can get them filmed before I have to go back to work this week though. I don't have on my E.L.F products yet though. I'm still waiting for some J Kissa stuff. Super excited though. All right, so just like with my intro, I was not very happy with my outro, so we're doing this again. Messy hair, and it's so funny because my hair's not even the same color as it was when I filmed this video. It's been that long. Anyway, I just wanted to do the outro like normal, the whole like, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff. I do want to hear if there's anything in this video you want to see me use again in another video. Maybe it was something you want like a follow-up review on. I know for sure I want to try to use the eyeshadow palette in another video. I have an idea of what I want to do with it, but we'll just have to see. Also, don't forget about the links and everything in my description box. I hope everyone is still staying safe out there. I know it's still kind of a crazy time with everything going on. I hope everyone has a good rest of their day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.